Wendy Report with Wendy Mesley.
Hello! Our top story. Over 2 million people watched the Pierre Trudeau miniseries this past week. CBC executives admit the ratings would have been higher if instead of being Prime Minister, Trudeau had been a curler. Prime Minister Chrétien is getting a new official aircraft. The plane will be in service as soon as work crews can scrape Canada 3000 off the tail. Monarch butterflies have started returning to Canada. They would have been here earlier except for the 8-hour lineup to get through Canada Customs. So far, there have been no complaints of butterfly profiling. The world continues to pay tribute to the Queen Mother, who lived to 101. To put it in perspective, the Grand Dignified Royal witnessed many of history's greatest achievements. Marconi's first transatlantic broadcast, man's first step on the moon, and Howie Mandel with a glove on his head. Prince Harry was so upset with the news of his great-grandmother's passing, he dropped his roach clip. In the Middle East, Yasser Arafat's troubles continue. We reached him by phone at what's left of his compound in the West Bank.
Hello, Miss Mesley. Hey, knock off the guns. I've got CBC on the line.
Mr. Arafat, how bad is your situation there?
Very bad. My life is in such danger, even Norwich Union doesn't return my calls.
Israel says keeping you trapped is totally justified.
No way is it fair. It is cruel, inhumane. I cannot even get out to see death to Smoochie. Wendy, my living conditions are deplorable. I plead for compassion. Wait.
What is it? Israeli troops?
Pizza's here. I got to go.
Okay. Time for our panel. From Washington, hot air personified, David Halton.
Nice to be here, Wendy.
Not from my perspective. From the University of Toronto, former reformer Preston Manning.
I'm back, sweet cheeks. Reform!
From Ottawa, rock diva Alanis Morissette.
Wendy, I believe the expression of inner suffusion is expedient when one takes on the endeavor of a Kerouac-esque journey.
What does that mean?
Hello.
Okay. This weekend is the start of daylight saving.
Wendy, the clocks go forward on Sunday, and that means Afghanistan is now 100 years and 1 hour behind the rest of the world.
Our Canadian troops are still in Afghanistan, but a report says some of them are actually staying in hotels there.
Well, maybe so, Wendy, but life is still difficult. Sometimes when room service finally arrives, the falafels are cold. Not only that, the only in-room movie you can rent is Debbie Does Kabul.
Alanis, your thoughts on the Afghanistan situation?
Well, I find it reminiscent of my stay in Mother India, which paradoxically provided me a state of numinous bliss in my search for enlightenment and self-knowledge. Thank you, India.
Preston, could you comment on that?
Not in this lifetime.
The new $24 airline security charge went into effect this week. Preston.
Well, this is just another federal cash grab. We've got to do something to reduce costs.
Then how would you deal with funding security?
Well, it's simple. I'd make a security checkpoint self-serve. Golly, I still got it, don't I?
Well, let's hope it's not contagious.
You know, the act of flying is an ethereal experience.
Oh, God, here she goes again.
But in light of recent events, the comfort level has been psychologically decimated, literally speaking, to the extent we feel a T.S. Eliot-like sense of despair bordering on an enigmatic Dorothy Parker.
David, would you like to comment?
I would, Wendy, but I have no idea what the topic is.
Well, let's move on. Hydro 1. Ontario's electricity company is hiking its rates while its CEO takes home $2.2 million a year. David?
Well, Wendy, Hydro One is run by greedy corporate executives. And I... But I mean that in the nicest way.
Final thoughts, Alanis?
As the poetic voice of my generation, quite different from Celine Dion, who married out of her species, I believe I must surrender my foibles and embrace the essence
that's quite
of
enough.
being in an
I'm Wendy
ironic
Mesley.
sense, like
Good night.
even if it means self-flagellation.